So hello everyone, welcome to season 2 of Members Unplugged. I'm Toastmaster Ria and I will be interviewing Toastmaster Syed and Toastmaster Rohit. That's what Members Unplugged is about. When we get to know our members beyond Toastmasters. So here we are not going to talk about Toastmasters, but something very different. What Syed and Rohit is actually working on. So welcome Syed and Rohit. Toastmaster Syed is actually the president of Rumta Toastmasters Club. He is also a third-year student of Rumta Institute of Technology. He is actually working on a startup right now, and he's also involved into many other activities which are going to the club. So thank you, Syed, for accepting us, and we are very happy to have you here. Next, we have Rohit with us. Rohit is also a third-year student of BTech at Rumta Institute of Technology. He is also the Vice President Education of Rumta Toastmasters Club. He has also done a certification from Harvard Business School in Global Businesses. And he has also been a part of various startups with Syed. So thank you, Rohit, for accepting it, and we are very happy to have you here. So I know that you both are together working on a startup. So what kind of startup is it?
What kind of startup? Right now we are working on a blockchain related startup. Its name is Shab. So
Okay.
The basic idea with this is whenever we talk about crypto, we start talking about NFT also. And this is something that we think could be a future implementation of encrypting and storing words in a block. So that's the basic idea behind this startup Shab. So we are currently working on that. Apart from that, we are working on a project with our college dean, Saurav Rumta sir, and that is Goal, Game of Life.
Oh, so Rohit, would you like to just explain me what this Game of Life is? Because it actually sounds very interesting.
Yeah, sure. As the name pronounced, the game of life, that means it's everything related to life, right? We can assume for you, let's say for me, the life is divided into 7 parts. It's health, relationship, passion, profession, money, wisdom, and the last, which is serving the humanity, right? So these are 7 heads of my life. Maybe there is something different for you, but there must be something. So only we are doing is in all the heads of life, we are making an app, a software through which you can just analyze and you can see how things are going in your life. For example, let's say I want to go and do calisthenics for the next 1 year, and I'm going to build this a habit. So all I am going to do in that software or the app, I'm going to make a task. It's a kind of a task management app also, and also a project management app. I'm going to make a task, and then that task is going to be shown in the app regularly. So in short, what's happening? I am putting all my goals over there, and in the meanwhile, let's say I'm a very procrastinator, at least less than Sayed, to be honest. So I am not doing any work. So someone has to be responsible for me. Definitely it's me, but there is a part of accountability partner. For example, let's say I'm not doing the job. Sayed is going to be my accountability partner, and he is going to ping me always, Rohit, you have to do this, Rohit, you have to do that. So in short, it's a task management and a project management app, which will definitely build you a good habit and achieve your goals.
Oh, that actually sounds very interesting. And frankly speaking, I need that app too. So yeah, I will be one of the users of that app. Now you are working on so many startups, right? And your college, you have exams, you are into various clubs, you are into Toastmasters as president, vice president education. How do you even take out that much of time to work on your startup?
The best part is, I think, to be honest, as Rohit already said, I'm a big procrastinator. today, right now, Rohit is my accountability partner. He is fulfilling the role of the game of life. But apart from just being accountability partners and helping each other, we schedule our day every day. That is something we have been habituated to do, is scheduling everything. This is what we have to do, and we actually have to prioritize. This is something that is important, then this is we have to neglect. And obviously, when it comes to startup, if we are not working on other things, we would have been working more faster in that one thing. So yes, I do believe working on one thing is more important, but at this age, we can't afford working on one things. So at this age, we have to do multitasking so that after a year or two, we can just focus on one thing that is very important to us. So that's why.
So I have heard from you as well as Rohit, you schedule your day and you prioritize things. Many times when I am scheduling my day, I even feel this is important, this is important, this is important, this is important. Now, how do I even prioritize? So was the situation with you as well when you started scheduling your day? Or what were the challenge, or how do you even do that? Is that something that trick you use?
Yeah, can I answer that?
Yes.
Yes.
When it comes to prioritization, before that, I'd like to say there are three things which I see, which is making a goal, prioritizing them, and finally scheduling them, right? So now, making a goal is not a big task. What you want to achieve, make a goal, then prioritize. Now, how do I prioritize? See, there is two options. For me, there is one, learning a guitar, and the second one is being in Toastmaster and leading the team, right? And helping each other and growing with each other. Right now, what's happening is I have to prioritize between two. And what I'm doing is I can learn guitar after 3 months. But right now, our club needs more engagement. So that's why I'm prioritizing this. In short, what I can see and you can see, I'm being in the present. And what the present demands, just prioritize. And once it is prioritized, schedule. That's it.
Awesome. So being in the present helps. So I feel actually this is very important, and one of the skills that people have learned to be in the present, appreciate what is going on in the present, things going around you, people who are around you at this time. So this becomes very important.
True.
Next question I have from you is related to your startup. How do you get inspiration about this? How did you got an inspiration regarding your startup?
For a CAT-pod, I would like Rohit to start and share his idea, as it was his idea, CAT-pod. Then other two I will be explaining.
Sure.
Okay, so if I have to answer, I'll be very honest. The first startup that we did was a CAT-pod, named as a CAT-pod, ACATPOD. And the only reason I started this and I thought, let's do a startup, was the reason that I saw a guy on Facebook or Instagram, and his ad was coming in on my feed, and he was selling some courses or something. It was a edtech startup basically. So only motivation I got was, okay, this guy is doing that, I can do that and I can make money. That's it. So the reason was money. And trust me, this was the downfall of the first startup because we didn't get the motivation from inside, right? So it was an external motivation. It was not inspiration, it was not motivation. Actually, it was influence. I was influenced from that. So, that was the reason. But yeah, later on we realized money is important, definitely. But if it is the primary goal, later on you're not going to do something extraordinary with that. So we change that perception. That's how it happens.
Awesome. Starting at startup, it always is difficult, and we tend to get in nowadays. We have so many things that it is very easy to get influenced. So we do not know what our motive is. So that's actually very good to know from you. And failing and all there are no failings that we always learn at Toastmasters. There are always learnings. That's good. So now we will come to Syed. What are the other two startups about?
So after failing from a CAT-pod, I thought I had an idea that actually, you can see my hairs. I've been cutting my hair since I was 8 years old because I was afraid from barbers. So either my father is cutting my hairs or I am cutting my hairs. So I was very obsessed with this grooming stuff, and I think barbers are not qualified enough. So I thought, let's start a startup that is named Shobha. We thought rather than others grooming us, let's teach how to groom to the barbers and make stylish the people who style your hairs, make mehendis, groom your beards, and all that threading and that kind of stuff more visible in the audience. And let them know that they are also an artist. They know how to do their stuff good. And only those who are good at their stuff should excel. So did that startup. But again, this startup needs a lot of groundwork. And that moment when we started, we made, as we are technical guy, we made all the technical stuff. We fulfilled all the technical criterias. But when it comes to working on ground, we need people. We needed a team. And as a student, we realized it's not that easy to start a startup without a proper team. So that was the reason of failures of the second startup. And then it comes to the third startup. This is the startup, I guess we chose wisely this time. The startup Shubh, the one I have talked about earlier, the crypto. So this is the one we think if we work upon, we can surely progress in 1 to 2 years.
Awesome. That's so great. First you learned about influence. Then you learned about team management or having proper resources at hand before starting. Resource management and team management was something that you learned from the second one. And now you're working on the third one with whole amount of enthusiasm and everything. So all the best to your upcoming startup. I have another question for you all. What you told us about one of the difficulties was managing resources. So what are the other difficulties that you both faced while you were working on a startup?
Communication.
Okay.
We used to be busy on different stuffs. Like right now, Rohit is working on college clubs also, and I'm also working on different college clubs. Apart from that, we are working together in Toastmasters, and then we have a project with a dean, college dean, and then we have a startup. So the only thing we lack is a proper time when we can communicate. We have a meeting for 1 to 2 hours. All it is happening is we say, this is your job, let's do it. This is your job, let's do it. And we make a lot of mistakes. So biggest hurdle we are facing right now is sitting down and talking about the startup. So surely we will make time after this exam and sell.
Sure. So thank you, Syed, for sharing. And communication is always the key to solve problems, and communication is actually the key to even create problems. True, Mr. So what? Thank you, Syed, for sharing with us. Now, Rohit, what do you think was the biggest hurdle that you faced?
When it comes to startup, the third one especially, the biggest hurdle was communication, definitely. But it is, to be honest, I am time management enthusiastic, but right now I'm not able to manage my time properly. So a startup needs a proper time, proper guidance, and that's not personal on a personal level. I'm not giving to that startup idea. So this is one of the reasons. For example, yesterday we had a meeting of the Roomta Toastmasters Club offline. It was an excellent meeting we had, and on the entire day we were busy, so busy. So I think we had a meeting, as Syed said, with one of our colleagues also for the startup idea. But we couldn't do that because we were so busy, we were exhausted. So this is one of the reasons, just managing the time right now properly is what we need right now.
Yeah, we actually can. Yeah, I completely agree with you when you said that living the present helps, and truly you cannot prioritize everything. And many times how much even we schedule that time, we face some of the other difficulties in managing because we have so many aspects to look into nowadays. We even have to spend time with the family, and we have to spend time with the friends, because these moments once gone will never come back. Now I have one more question with you. you both are studying together. You both have worked on startups together. You have been friends for so long. We have seen friendship breaking down on some very small things. How long have you been friends first?
Friends.
Okay, I would like to answer second. Can I go?
Yes.
Okay. I'll tell you very honest answer. We became friends for just one reason, and the reason was startup. Because before that, when we started, which was October 2020, right? It was October 2020. So before that, we were in the college, and to be honest, he never came to college. So I never met him. I met very few times, but we became friends only because we had an idea. And the reason we became friends was we were working on a team on an idea. And the answer for the one question that is how we manage the small things that keeps our friendship apart
Hmm.
is the kind of the emotional maturity, which is very important.
Hmm.
Emotional intelligence, must have heard about that. And the very important thing is, yeah, it's all about experience, right? The more you get experience, for example, for me, I have a little bit, I'm just 22 years old right now, but still I have seen lots of dark phases in my life till now. So I got lots of experience. I learned about people, where the problem comes, where friendship apart, where a relationship is broken down.
Hmm.
So that's where we learn. Same goes with Sayyid, I guess. He will answer that. So this is the reason we have experience. We know, okay, here we have to stop. Here we have to communicate. And that's what we do. For example, me and Sayyid on Sunday nights somewhere, we sit together and we discuss what's the problem that we need to discuss. Okay, Sayyid, tell me this is not happening good. Do you really think it should happen in this way or not? We discuss some philosophical ideas. So these are the things which we are connected with, and anything that we need to discuss is discussed in the communication part. So yeah, that's from my side.
That's actually so great to hear about it. Now, I want to know one thing, which both of you learned from each other in this friendship.
I learned discipline from Rohit.
Wow.
Discipline.
Uh,
We lack.
okay, so for me, I learned from Sayyid is, yeah, definitely, I'll be very honest. Again, I have the very bad issues of anger before we became friends, and we started living together in a flat in an apartment in Bhilai from December 2020. And in the last 1 year, it's been 1 year we are living together. I learned how to manage my anger. Trust me, because
Wow.
there was a time I used to get very angry on small things. Right now, that's not happening. I'm very calm. That's what I learned from him.
Awesome. So Sayyid learned discipline and Rohit learned anger management. I think you two are complementing each other. That's so great. One last question that I have from both of you. Today, people are afraid to work on their own ideas. They need that push and something external to make them work. Many times they even work, but they're so afraid that they won't continue on that. So, what have you to say? Anything that you want to say to them to motivate them to work on their own ideas?
The one thing I would do is I won't motivate them. I would say if you don't believe you can't do it, you can't do it. Rather than thinking you can or you can't, focus on the idea. If you research on the idea, if you see that it is worthy enough, there will be no doubt in your mind that it is worthy or not. And after all, it's not about the idea, it's about execution. At the end of the day, how you execute the basic idea would make a big impact. Like, no matter how big companies like Facebook started, it's at the end of the day how Mark Zuckerberg implemented the idea.
Mm.
So it's about that. I won't motivate a person to work on an idea, their own idea, if they don't believe in it. So best if they research on it.
Okay.
Yes,
So
please.
the answer for this, yeah. So the answer for this is, uh, if someone is worried that they should work on their idea or not, there must be one reason, and the reason is doubt. that they might doubt in the coming future that this idea will work or not. They might doubt on their decision, right? So they are fearing, in fear. They are worried about that decision. And all the decisions that we take in our life is just because of one thing, the information we have and the knowledge we have right now. We take decision on the basis of that. So what I feel and what I suggest to all of them is life is all about experience, as Gary Vee also say. Just do it. We never know what's happening in the future. We never know the future. No one is predicting the future. Do it, experience. If it works, you're great. If it doesn't, you never fail. You just learn and implement those learning in the next one. That's it.
That's actually so great. We should not be afraid of failings because there actually are learnings, and we need to believe ourselves that yes, we can do it, and so we continue. And in fact, Gary Vee is actually one of my personal favorite motivational speakers. I love listening to him because his ideas are very short, and actually very straight to say.
Yes.
So thank you so much for both of your time. I loved hearing from both of you, and I even am inspired to start something on myself. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll meet soon again.
Thank you, Ria.
Thank you, Ria.